All right. Hi, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Today is October 27th. And today, Emma and I are excited to share something that we've been working on, a lot over the last couple weeks when it comes. Really, we got this concept and learned about it from Josh Coates, our favorite leadership mentor. And that is the 4Ms, which are model, motivate, mentor, and multiply. And we're going to just share those with you guys today, break them down, and just kind of, I really think this is a great way for you to help get on track with your business and knowing, helping your business move forward, helping your team find success in their business. And I hope that this model just kind of helps you in seeing, where you can really start to improve and, implement this in your business. So this kind of came about, like Emma and I shared when we posted about this call, but this kind of came about from Carly Del Carlo, who spoke at our Seattle Super Saturday a couple weeks ago. And she talked about how her and Josh started to discuss these 4Ms and how it was really helping her realizing where she could make some changes in her business. We decided that we wanted to share this with you guys and share it and break this down because I think it's really important. So, the first thing, Emma, did you want to add in anything else with that?
No, yeah, that's really, we were at dinner and talking about it and yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, just wanted to make sure you didn't want to add anything into that, but we'll just go right into it, guys. We wanted to keep this call pretty brief, about half an hour. So we're just going to get right into it. So the 4Ms. First M is model. So what this basically means is you need to make sure that you're not just being a product of the product and working on your personal health and fitness journey, but really being a product of the product with all of the vital behaviors. So you really are not able to really motivate your team or get them going or inspire them if you aren't modeling the things that you want them to be doing. Does that make sense? So people can tell if you're authentic and if you're genuine. And if, the things that you're preaching and sharing with them are things that you're actually implementing in your own life, right? So if you want your team and your coaches to, start running with this business or even just get their business going and doing the vital behaviors, I want you guys to make sure that first and foremost, you are making sure that you are modeling the actions that you want from not just your team, but your challengers, right? We're not able to motivate our challengers. We're not able to motivate our teams. We're not able to do anything unless we are making sure that we are being a model ourselves. Speed of the leader is the speed of the pack, right? So, Emma and I really have been talking about this first M, the model part of this little system, because we were feeling like we need to start getting back to the basics of just modeling the behaviors that we want you guys all to be doing, which is those 3 vital behaviors. Are you inviting? Are you sharing your journey and your story on social media? Are you doing personal development? All starts with that stuff. You're not going to ever be able to have the right to motivate anybody if you're not doing those things yourself, right? So Emma, do you want to add on to anything with that one?
Yeah, and so I think sometimes we get into, a groove of doing things and we kind of forget about the basics. And so I've really been reevaluating, what I could be doing better or more of. And I was really actually, I was talking to Alexa about this. I was actually observing Melanie Mitchell the other day. And I was like, what makes her a top coach? She's so consistent with modeling everything that she does in this business. She's making videos on how to build a business. She's posting her workouts selfie every single morning. She's talking about her personal development. She's so consistent every single day. And it's something that I used to be consistent with and I've kind of slacked on. And when Carly was talking about the modeling, and I was talking with Josh about it on our call on Thursday too, like Alexa said, you don't have the right to do the other 3 M's that come after modeling if you're not doing the first one, which is modeling. And, you know, so for me, that was a huge wake-up call because I was, you know, talking about working out and doing all these things, but I wasn't doing that. And so I wasn't modeling what I needed to be doing. And as hard as that is to admit, like, I'm not perfect. I struggle too. And that just helps me move on. And so Alexa and I have really been talking about it, and that's why we wanted to share this with you, because give yourself a reality check. Are you doing the 3 vital behaviors? Are you mad or upset that your coaches aren't doing something? When are you really doing it or not? You can't be upset with your team for not doing something that you're not even doing, right? Like, that's kind of hypocritical. So I think that's where I was at. I was at a point where I was like, what's going on? You know, the momentum of, I felt like our team was kind of lacking the last few months. Well, what was I doing? I was kind of slacking, and I wasn't being honest about the things I was slacking in. I wasn't being honest with myself, and I wasn't being honest with everyone else. So I think owning up to those things and owning up to your team and saying, hey, look, I've had a hard month. I've had a hard few months, but I'm wanting to keep myself accountable. So I'm going to do this, this, and this. And so then when you model, you have the right to motivate. So then it goes into number 2. You're earning the right to motivate your challengers by doing your workouts and drinking your Shakeology every morning. You're earning the right to motivate your team by doing the 3 vital behaviors every single day. Alexa and I haven't been in this business for 2 years, and we're still needing to do the basics every single day to succeed. Alexa was just texting me earlier about someone who had an objection. We still get objections every single day, but we're still following up, we're still inviting, and we're still being proof the product works. And I've been slacking on that with working out, and it shows. I don't feel authentic in myself when I'm slacking. It's hard to post about things when you're not doing them because it feels wrong, right? So that's why being consistent and modeling so that you can motivate is so important. And then going on from, do you want us to add anything onto that, Alexa?
I think that is perfect, honestly. And just to kind of continue on with what Emma was saying, like, when we say motivate, we're talking about, being an encouraging, positive support system to your coaches, to your challengers. You know what I mean? Like, having a positive effect on them. So like Emma said, you are not able to have the right to do that to your coaches and to your team. You don't start with yourself, and you're not modeling those actions, okay? So definitely starting with model. Everything builds on itself, really. So you're not going to be able to motivate until you start to model. Model those things yourself. And, we're about to talk about mentor, the 3rd M. You're not going to be able to have the right to mentor your coaches and your challengers if you're not motivating them and if you're not modeling those actions to you guys. All of these things build upon each other. So just remember that. It starts with the model. You know what I mean? It starts right there. That's the foundation. So if you're feeling like, okay, I'm not motivating my team, or my challengers are not responding to me, or whatever, okay, go back to that first M. Go back to model. Are you modeling properly for your team? Are you modeling the things that you want your challengers to be doing? And same thing with mentoring. If you're mentoring your team or your challengers or whatever, and you're finding that it's a struggle for you, go back to the motivate. You know what I mean? Are you motivating them? Are you being a positive influence, a support system to them? Or are you somebody who's maybe just trying to be their boss and crack down on them, and somebody that maybe they're afraid to even open up your message? Oh shoot, Alexa messaged me. Oh, she's gonna be on my butt because I haven't done XYZ today. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You've got to be that motivation, that positive support system if you want to then gain the right to mentor your team and help your team and your challengers. So sorry, I just wanted to add on with that, but keep going with mentor, Emma, because that was great, everything you said.
Yeah, no, and I think too, so that just leads into multiply. And when you're doing those 3 things, the 4th one's going to come naturally. So there's not really anything to do with multiply. But if you're doing the first 3 things, it's going to happen. And so that's where you multiply. And when you're doing the first 3 things, that's when people gain confidence to be a mentor and to be a modeler, right? Another thing I want you guys to think about for number 1 with modeling, because I think that these 3 or 4 M's all come back down to number 1. And I want you guys, when you're feeling like something's off, maybe you have a bunch of coaches quitting, maybe no one's responding to you, maybe you're just feeling in a slump and you don't know what the heck you need to be doing. I want you, sorry, my dog's chewing something. Stop. I want you to pretend that you have a camera crew around you. And all of your coaches and all of your challengers are watching you. Like you're the Kardashians or something, okay? You're on like a reality TV show. And all of your coaches and all of your challengers are watching you. And I want you to ask yourself, if they saw me doing what I'm doing right now, would they be successful? And if you say no, something needs to change.
Yep, I love that. I love that. And I think that that is like some real talk that you kind of have to have like with yourself. Because honestly, you guys, like I know I am 100% guilty of this, of days where I like pretend like I'm working, pretend like I'm busy, or tell myself that I'm doing things when I'm really just scrolling Facebook. So get real with yourself. You know what I mean? Are you actually being productive? Are you actually doing those vital behaviors? Are you actually following through with the things that you are sharing with your team and with your challengers? Because that's really what it comes down to, you guys. You know, and just like Emma said before, like everything builds upon itself, and you earn the right to do the next level when you are doing the previous level itself, if that makes sense. So like if you're having issues with mentoring your team or your challengers or whatever, go back to the one before. Like I said, how are you motivating them? Are you pushing your goals on your team, or are you asking your team questions and figuring out what their goals are and helping them get to where they want to be versus where you want to be, right? So, I mean, this comes up a lot, especially with Beachbody, right? Because let's think about it in terms of rank, just because I feel like this is a good example. But, you know, when you are a 5-star diamond, that means that you have 5 diamonds on your team. Now, of course, if you are working to be a 5-star diamond coach, it's very easy to be like, all right, you guys, I'm trying to hit 5-star diamonds. Like, let's do this. We got to get it together. I've got this big goal. Let's make it happen. Versus, what if you were to break it down and talk to your coaches individually and figure out what their goals are? Do they even want to hit diamond? Is that something that they want? You know, or is their goal something completely different? You know, you've got to make sure that you're asking your team questions and really digging deep and focusing on what their goals are. Because you guys, if you are making it your goal to help your team reach all of their goals, guess what? 5-star diamond is going to come. Success Club Legend is going to come. All these things are going to come as a byproduct of you helping your team and motivating them to reach their goals versus pushing your goals on them. Okay? So just remember that, especially when it comes to motivating, because sometimes it's really easy to like I said, push what you want on them. But if, I'm telling you, if you turn it around and you make it on your team and really just hold them accountable to whatever their goals are, it'll be so much easier for you to motivate them. Because people, if you have an emotional attachment to that goal, if you have an emotional why and a reason why you want to hit a goal, people are going to be 10 times more likely to push for it than if you set a goal on them. You know what I mean? So I think that that's what it comes down to when it comes to mentoring and multiplying, is making sure that you're really focusing. And I'm talking about your team, but really this applies to your challengers. Same thing, you know, you can use the same concepts when you're talking to them. But just know that when it comes to mentoring and multiplying, you know, if you're finding that you're struggling with that, go back to motivate, go back to modeling, and just go back to that previous M and reevaluate whether you really are fulfilling that. Okay?
Yeah. And, you know, really, if at any time you stop modeling, the other 3 are going to come crashing down.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, that's why I say I think modeling is the most important. And it's one of the 3 vital behaviors, right? Being product of the product, that's modeling right there. But then again, also, you know, making sure you're consistent with starting new conversations and things like that. It really all comes down to modeling and what you're doing to show everyone else what you're doing.
Yep, for sure. You can't motivate people to do something if you're not doing it yourself. Okay? You can't mentor people to do something if you're not motivating them and helping them and being a support system, encouraging them. And you're not going to be able to multiply yourself and duplicate this if you're not mentoring your team and helping them reach their goals. Okay, so everything just builds up upon itself. And just like Emma said, if you don't start, number one, modeling yourself, everything else will come crashing down. We both have experienced it in our businesses 100%. So just know that starts there. And if you make it your point to make sure that being a product of the product and modeling the behaviors that you want from your team is first and foremost one of your biggest goals every single day. Like we said, everything else will kind of fall into place, guys. Okay. Anything else, Emma, that you wanted to touch on when it comes to these things? I see Bentley over there.
No, he was trying to tell you he's gonna be a dinosaur for Halloween.
Oh.
But no, I think that really covered it. Maybe we can open it up to questions, or if anyone has any comments, or maybe you kind of just had a reality check for yourself when we were talking. I don't know.
Yeah, if you guys have any questions, make sure that you type in the chat box. I did want to show one thing really quick. I think I can share my screen on my phone, maybe. Hold on. I wanted to show, just like Emma was talking about how she was looking at Melanie Mitro's page. I wanted to kind of share that with you guys. Is this working? Hold on. Yes, Zoom. Choose mobile. Is this working? Do you guys see this? No? Okay, I wanted to try and share my screen on my phone so I could show this to you guys. I don't know why it's not working. Never mind. Let me try and figure that out. Do you guys have any questions while I figure this out? Go ahead and type them into the chat box. Nothing? Nobody has any questions?
I just have to say, I love that someone's grocery shopping right now while on the team call. That's pretty rad.
I know, that is awesome. Commitment.
I will make you. What? I will make.
How do you keep motivated? That is like a really big question, I guess. What do you mean specifically? Like motivated in what way? Honestly, motivation for me starts with personal development. Making sure I'm being consistent with personal development every day. When I don't do personal development, I lose momentum, I lose motivation, I lose steam really quickly. So I make it a point to make sure that I am doing personal development every morning. I think specifically doing it in the morning is great because it fills your bucket. And it, you know, I was actually thinking about this when I was in the shower earlier today, about how even though, you know, I might be sitting in front of my computer most of the day or on my phone, when it comes down to the end of the day, I tell Devin, I'm like, I'm so tired, I'm drained. And yeah, maybe I wasn't out there like doing anything physical, but you guys, like what we do as coaches is like mentally draining, right? We're giving so much of ourselves, whether that's building relationships with people or helping your team out or motivating and encouraging your challengers or, you know, starting new conversations, whatever. We are giving and putting out so much as coaches. And so if you're not starting your day off with personal development and filling up your bucket, you're going to have nothing to give. So that's why I think that personal development is so incredibly important. And that motivates me every single morning to get up and push for my goals. Other things that I will do to motivate myself, if I'm, you know, having a slump or something in my business, I love looking at success stories. I love going to YouTube and searching top coaches and, you know, hearing their story and of how they built their business and the things that they've been able to do because they were able to stick with this and get through the hard times and the struggles. You guys, like every time I hear things like that, it just reminds me that this is not rainbows and sunshine and butterflies all the time. We struggle too. We lose motivation and steam all the time. but it's just, I'm always constantly working on making sure that I keep my motivation up and I don't let it drop, because as you all know, if you let your momentum die, it's freaking hard to get it back up again, right? I mean, I'm sure you guys have all like experienced it. So I just make it a point to make sure that when I feel like I'm like, don't feel like doing this today, trust me, I have those days. I'm not immune to it. I'm not just beach body happy all the time. But I just make sure that I'm doing my personal development, and I catch myself. You know what I mean? I try my best to keep my momentum rolling and notice when I'm losing my motivation, because like I said, it's really hard to get that steam engine going again when it slows down. So I don't know.
Yeah, and I think too, I mean, is Blake, are you talking about like with the business or with your weight loss? Because like I think too for with the business, really your why. Like, why are you doing this? Do you want to bring your significant other home? Do you want to retire yourself? Like, do you want to work full time from home and have your own lifestyle? You know, I think you really have to reevaluate. And I think for me, it was really hard to figure that out and keep that momentum going when I did bring my husband home. And when he was able to quit his job, it was kind of like, okay, where am I now? Like, what is my motivation for right now? And so I think just always making goals and making that drive you and continue to push and keeping up with your personal development. I have echo. But I hope that helps. I just think that for the business, really just focusing on your why and
yeah. Your why, both not just in your business, but like your health and fitness journey too. Like, why did you want to get started with losing weight, getting healthy? You know what I mean? We all have a why, not just with our personal business, but with our personal health and fitness journey too. You know what I mean? So whether that was for me when I first got started, my why was really, I wanted to stop, huffing and puffing after walking upstairs and avoiding mirrors, because I used to legitimately, when I would walk by a mirror, I would look away because I didn't want to see myself in the mirror, because I was just so upset with the way that I looked. And I knew that was unhealthy and not good. You guys, I actually haven't really opened up about this or talked about it much, but my mom used to think I was crazy when I used to live with her back when I first was getting started on this journey, because I would even go into the bathroom, and my parents' bathroom, the toilet was here and the mirror was right in front of you. I would go into the bathroom and have the lights off. I didn't want to look at myself. Like, that's how low my self-esteem and my confidence was. And I knew that was an unhealthy thing, but my why when I was getting started with my health and fitness journey was so that I could stop avoiding mirrors and start looking at myself and being happy with what I saw. So we all have a personal why for our health and fitness journey, whether you have 0 pounds to lose or you have 100 pounds to lose, doesn't matter. I'm sure every single one of you guys has a goal that you want to hit with your health and fitness. So if you're struggling to stay motivated with your health and fitness journey, figure out what your why is with that. You know what I mean? And as always, make it present in your life, something that you see every day. Put it as the background on your phone. Put a sticky note on the mirror in your bathroom. Put it on right in the middle of your steering wheel on your car. I don't care where you put it, but see it every single day, because you guys, the more that you are seeing your why and your goals and your vision, the stronger it becomes within you. And like I said before, if you have an emotional attachment to something, it's so much easier for you to push hard. That's why we talk about having a why, and that's why it's so important to have a why, because if you don't, you have no emotional attachment to this business. You're going to have no reason for pushing hard. Whereas if you have your emotions involved and this is something deep that's really important to you, you are going to work your ass off to make it happen. I mean, I knew how unhealthy it was for me to go to the bathroom in the freaking dark because of my self-esteem and my self-confidence issues. And that literally would make me tear up and just want to cry, because I knew that I didn't want to be that person anymore. And the reason why I was able to stick with this journey and never give up that first year of my business when I lost 80 pounds was because of that why, because I had a strong emotional connection, okay? So find that emotional connection that's really deep. That thing that maybe you're even scared to talk about that on social media. And you know what? Now that I've already told you guys, I'm gonna do a post about how I used.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're gonna.
I haven't shared that, but you know what? Look at here. I don't care. It's kind of outside of my comfort zone. It's something new that I haven't shared about my story, but I'm gonna do it because I know that there's probably other women out there who do the exact same thing, who walk by mirrors and don't look at themselves, or who go to the bathroom in the dark because they don't want to look at themselves. So figure out what that emotional connection is for you and make it present in your life. Because you guys, I'm telling you, that's like a difference maker. People ask me, you know, I can't believe you're able to quit your job in 6 months. And I was like, it's because I hated my job to the core of my being. I hated it so much. I hated that place. So I had so much emotion inside of me that motivated me to do whatever I had to do to make this business work so I could quit and leave that place and stop feeling that way. Okay. So, you know, reconnect with your why if you haven't already, because I really think that will help a ton. Yeah, I'm seeing all these chat things. I'm not reading them, but I hope that was helpful. Sorry, you guys, I get like really long-winded.
No.
Yeah, get connected with your why. There's so many great videos. I would go search YouTube and maybe see if you can find some other coaches' videos about their why and see. Because sometimes, you know, just hearing it from a different coach or something will kind of flip a switch. You know what I mean? So go look and see if there's some videos that you can watch that'll help you. But I really think that reconnecting with that will make a huge difference. You guys have any other questions or anything? No? Any other questions?
Nada?
Dang it, what the hell? This worked last time.
I know, I remember seeing that you did it.
Right? I'm trying to figure out why it's not working. Well, okay, just kidding. Sorry, guys. I was trying to screen share for my phone. I'll have to figure it out for the next call. Anything else? Any other last minute things? You guys, any other questions or comments or concerns? No? I'm going to stop the recording. Thank you to everyone.